Okay, here I'm going to create an evolving sound which will play for the duration of a minimal tech track. And I started by recording a chopstick being ran around the inside of a washing basket and extracted the groove from the recording and adjusted the groove settings a bit and imported it into a MIDI track. On the MIDI track, I've added a sampler to an instrument rack and dropped in a long recording that I took one time when I was on a tram. Then I set up the sampler for looped playback. And once I found a sound that I liked, I deactivated some of the MIDI notes in the clip to make the loop that I wanted. Then I wanted to create some other movement in the sound, so I used Live's multiband dynamics device and recorded some automation into the MIDI clip of the below ratio parameter in the high frequency band. Then I duplicated the chain and set a new loop region, and just done that a bunch of times. And sometimes adjusted the loop length and the volume envelope slightly. Okay, so I'll select the chain view and then right click in the chain zone and choose distribute ranges equally, and right click on the chain selector and map it to a macro. Okay, so drag the clip over to the arrangement view and duplicated it a few times. And now I'm going to play the track and move the chain selector and record its automation. Okay, right click in the track title bar and choose select track content and drag the clips over to the session view. In this MIDI track, I've added the instrument rack from the other track, but I've recorded slightly different automation from the multiband dynamics device into the clip. And then went through each of the chains in the instrument rack and again slightly changed the loop regions and the volume envelopes in these samplers. And then repeated the process of taking the clip into the arrangement and duplicating it and recording the chain selector automation and then re-importing the clips into the session view. And again the same process with this track, except this time I loaded a different sample into sampler. Okay, I got rid of some of the clips to tidy things up a bit, and now I'll launch some clips, and when I find a combination I like, I'll select scene and then use the shortcut Shift Command I to place all currently playing clips in the scene below the one I just selected. And so on. And then I can record combinations into the arrangement and lay down an evolving sound, which I can then build a track around. And to quickly give you an example of how nice this technique can work, I used the same technique when I started making this bass line. And once I was happy with the combinations of sounds, I flattened the MIDI to audio and edited it from there.